Today from Kafula Films and Cook Like a Dude, we're going to bring you another edition of a luscious cheesecake. Okay. Alright, so we're going to make an outstanding cheesecake. My wife mentioned to me in my intro video that I said the previous cheesecake, but apparently I've never done cheesecake before on Vitcha. But now I'm going to do one on Vitcha. So, here I have a large bowl. We're going to go ahead and start with 2 cups of oats, a cup of flour, a 1/3 cup of brown sugar, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And let's not forget the butter, because everything is better with butter. This is to make the crust. We're going to combine all the ingredients to make the crust. What I like about crust is that it's dry. Like once you get the butter all mixed in, it's dry. And you got to give it up to those old ladies because this takes a lot of muscle to get in there and just the continuous master. Oh, just so you guys all know, I switched to the pastry blender. Or in an old recipe that my mom gave me, it's called a panty blender. It makes me think of college I didn't go to when you're blending panties. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. We're going to go ahead and get out our 10-inch springform pan. Don't fear the springform. Springform. So that's kind of what it looks like. Just kind of like, it almost looks like wet granola. Okay. Some chunks. So I have a 10-inch springform pan, and for those of you that do not know what a springform pan is, there's this little guy right here that unlatches and it removes from the pan.
Like a buckle?
Like a buckle. It's a 2-piece.
I would make the crust thinner and move the lip at least halfway up the edge, as this crust came out really thick, dense, and hard.
Alright. That's going to go into a preheated 375 degree oven for about 10 minutes. Alright, so now we're going to make the filling. So we got our electric mixer here. I got my eggs, and I'm going to show you guys all what's in here. I'm going to go ahead and plug in our electric mixer. Oh shit! Always make sure your stuff's unplugged before you're ready to go. Alright, so in the bowl, I've done this pre-done here. We have 3 packages of cream cheese, a teaspoon of vanilla, 2/3 of a cup of sugar, and then our eggs over there, which we're going to add one at a time. Little note about the cream cheese is use it at room temperature because it's a whole crap load easier to work with. My dad told me I should be watching my language, otherwise I would have said a shitload. We're just going to mix this up here. Alright, we're going to scrape it down. You want all this goodness in there. This is goodness. Special thing to note, we're making this on New Year's Day, and one of our New Year's resolution is to lose weight. Looks like that ship has sailed. Go ahead and add an egg. Making sure that I don't get any eggshells in there. You want to scrape down between every single egg, because again, it's all about the goodness. Well, that little pepperoncini cap sure came in handy. Always wash your hands. No one wants to spread E. coli from you digging at your ass. Okay, good. So I got my crust out of the oven. Smells delicious. I'm going to go ahead and take my filling mixture. Using these rubber spatulas I got for Christmas. These are actually really good. Holy smokes. We're going to put that in there. Just right in the middle. You know? If you haven't made a cake before, I suggest you try one out of the box. And I want all this goodness. All of it. Again, don't fear the springform. It's good for you. I don't want a dent in the middle. Just want to put this around here. Special note, I let the crust cool 100% here. Okay, there, it's in the crust. Take a look. Go ahead. Alright, we got some good Granny Smith's apples here. We're going to go ahead and slice those up for the apple filling. Decadent cheesecake. Alright, now I have the apples sliced up. Granny Smith's. I'm going to add a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon. Sorry, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and a quarter teaspoon of salt. We're going to go ahead and mix those up. Just use your hands, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you're getting it all into these apples. Alright, so now those are all firmly coated. Looking good. Take our cheesecake from before, and we're going to lightly put this on here. Sprinkle, they say. But these are big chunks of apple, so I don't know where they're coming from. Sprinkle. Maybe you're supposed to slice them up more. I don't know. I've never done this recipe before. Which is what is awesome about this channel, is doing recipes I've never done before. So feel free to send me your recipes, and I'll do them like never before. Recipe calls for 3 apples. I went ahead and used 4, and then I learned during the break my wife doesn't really like apple, so I guess she's going to hate this. You know, whatever. We're going to get that all the way out to the edges of the pan for uniformity and bakeability. That should be a verb, and also a word that you should be able to use on Words for Friends, bakeability. Try it out. It's probably not in the dictionary. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pan over here and take a look at that. That's how this looks now. Okay, so now for the streusel. This is the final in the decadent cake that I'm about to make. So we're going to go ahead and add a cup of oats. These are quick oats. Previously they were like whatever oats that aren't quick. I guess they take longer. I don't know. There's like 2 different oats you can buy. Oats are oats, but whatever. And 1 cup of flour. We're going to do a half a cup of packed brown sugar. So you pack it so that it like makes a weird cube. A half a teaspoon. Guess that's 1 full teaspoon, not a half. I can't read my own shit. Or what did I say? Whatever it was, I said that's what you do. You do that, and then some butter. How much butter, you might be asking? What's a half a cup of butter? Put that in there. We're going to go ahead and now I'm going to use the panty blender. And we're going to chop all this stuff up and we're going to mix it. And we're going to make ourselves a streusel. Never made a streusel before. Let's see how this comes out. Mixing and mixing and mixing. Alright, so here's our streusel. This is done with the panty blender. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to sprinkle this all over the cheesecake. Just kind of like making a pizza, I would kind of start with the outside. Because most of your sprinklings that fall off of your hand are going to fall into the inside. At first I was sort of questioning the 10-inch pan, but I guess this is why. That's a baker's spin right there. Just kidding, I don't even know what that is, but I just thought that would be funny. Alright, there we go. We're going to put that into a 325 degree oven for 80 to 90 minutes. What that means is, go watch a movie.
Alright, cheesecake is out of the oven. And we took the springform pan off. We're going to go ahead and cut into this and see how she comes out. Here's how it came out.
Brought some caramel for the toffee.
Alright, there we are, folks.
What?
Apple streusel cheesecake.